I had an opportunity to work with Riley Fleming last week while I was in Calgary. And for those of you who don't know, Riley is one of, if not Canada's best player. He won the PGA of Canada Championship last year and has the swing of a tour player. And I wanted to share kind of what we did. So when we looked at Riley, obviously, he's going to hit it really good. This one carried 331. It was 17 feet right at target. Riley loves playing a little bit of a fade. Launched it almost 15 with a ball speed of 176. So, I mean, for those of you who follow this kind of stuff, that is tour level numbers. He hits it awesome. But I think when we look at how he gets it done, there's some stuff that maybe isn't exactly optimal for him. And that is certainly a kind of a start in the way that he loads into his downswing. So he's pushing the ground out towards the target here, okay, with approximately 6% of his body weight at this point. And from there on out, he's actually now pushing the ground more over in this direction. Now, Riley's got a little bit of an not odd move. He's got a little bit of a specific move where his left foot is going to start to get airborne. So I don't expect him to be able to push a lot of his body weight over here. But if we can get him to push a little bit more, we can actually accelerate his center of pressure backwards slightly more than it is. And right now, that center of pressure velocity is moving backwards around here at 21.1 miles per hour at its peak. So the pressure in his feet is actually going backwards at this point because he's pushing that ground a little bit and some other stuff in his golf swing. But so what I thought we would do is just increase a little bit of that braking force where we got him now to about 9% of his body weight, and he actually sustains it for a little while longer. So just after impact, he's pushing the ground again forward with 10% of his body weight. Just after impact before, he is pushing the ground backwards with 15% of his body weight. That is a pretty significant change for a player of Riley's caliber. And when you're working with a player of his skill level, we got to be really careful because we don't want to kind of mess things up. The result of what we did, though, was, pushing the ground for a little bit longer, a little bit more aggressively towards the target. It sped up his center of pressure backwards from a high of 21 miles per hour to a high of 39.2 miles per hour before impact. Now, what that does is increases his ball speed by 7 miles per hour, and his carry distance goes from 331 to 342. Still just that little baby cut that he likes to hit. Still well, obviously, within where we would want it. 21 feet offline is as straight as, at that speed as I think as most people can hit it. But we added 11 yards of carry just by accelerating that center of pressure by engaging the left foot slightly differently. The days of us teaching players to be fully on their left foot at finish, I think, are behind us. I can show you here when he hits this golf ball, even with his traditional swing, before I kind of monkeyed around a little bit. At impact, he is 97% on his trail foot. It does rebound even here now. He's only 58% forward. And up here, standing through it, he's 84 or 85. But that's really a reaction, right? Like he's not trying to keep pushing over towards the target. We don't change that pattern with him. We just allow it to really get maybe even a little bit better, right? So he's still, at that high 90s backwards at impact, right? But what we wanted to do is accelerate faster over here. So we want this dot to actually move quicker, which we almost doubled the rate of how fast it was moving. And, we went from 331 to 342. So there's something to be learned about how we're not really supposed to be just pushing onto our lead foot all the time. And here's a great example from a wonderful player that shows us that. So if you've got any questions about this stuff or maybe having some trouble wrapping your mind around it, feel free to reach out, send me a DM, leave some messages or some comments below, and we'll get it sorted out. Take care.